Hey y'all, been another hot one, but it's July in Texas, so what do you expect? I think it was 101 on the drive home from work today. Well, I'm about 15 foot up in the air on this old oak again out here in the pasture. Part that fell off, the leaves are brown and it's kind of returning to the dust, but the old tree behind me is still standing. It's kind of a dangerous thing to be connected to me on Facebook these days if you're have any anti-American type sentiments. Not politically, just in general. One of my favorite holidays today, actually. We celebrate it in a couple of days, but it's always been cool to me as I research the history of our founding. Today is actually our Independence Day, at least the day that the Second Continental Congress voted on the resolution to become a sovereign republic and break away from Great Britain, and at that point its tyranny. John Adams, I think it wrote to his wife that started all of our celebrations and said that he figured that this day, talking about July the 2nd, would go down as a day of anniversary celebrations, he called it, to be celebrated with solemn, these are his words, solemn devotion to God Almighty for our freedom and for breaking those chains. So pretty cool. Thought I'd come out to the old oak. Didn't do much on the place today, been working, but really cool for me to sit here and think this old thing was in Texas when all that went down. It was probably a forest here. I know it was just an old forest. Had no clue what was going on around it. Hey Donna, how are you? But a nation was born. Looking right at the old heart of that tree and knowing it was filtering some air. Just kind of cool. Thought I'd come out here and reflect on what I'm doing with that freedom. Kind of put the air brakes on it. What was it, May, when we moved out here? Get back to what's good, what's right, positive things, and what matters. Listen, that old road behind me, I can't help but think as I sit on that old front porch and all the memories I've made in it in the last 20 years or so. It tickles me to think in 1918 when the house was built, they probably sat, maybe there wasn't a front porch then, but I'm sure they sat in the yard and it was an old dirt road. One of the main ways into Nacogdoches from the east, other than Highway 21. I'm sure it was just a little old pig trail. And can you imagine seeing that first car come down Woden Road? I bet they went in the house and shut the door. Used to seeing horses come by, and then all of a sudden here comes one of them old Model Ts or Model A's or whatever it was. I bet everybody was standing in the yard looking crazy at that. And now look at us. Of course, it's claimed the life of our couple of dogs, that old road. Thought about getting me a buffalo. What do y'all think about that? That'd be cool. If I could afford to keep him fenced and fed. I think I'd call him, we'd name him Hit Me, put a sign on him, and stake him up there out there in the ditch. He'd probably stop traffic. I don't think anybody tried to run over him. Hey Sandra, how are you? And Barbara. Hope y'all have some plans to be with family and celebrate and make some noise. Heck, John Adams said we're supposed to be lighting bonfires and celebrating with games and shows and sports and illuminations all across the continent. And I think a lot of us will be able to do that this weekend, or this week. You know, a lot of folks celebrated over this last weekend with it falling in the middle of the week. That's okay too. Sure, a big step they took. Kind of wonder what they think about us now. Of course, freedom does that. Took us, we lived in the dark ages and all that, and you give a man back his land and not have to tax him so hard on a continent across the sea, and it's funny what they'll do and all the inventions we saw and things of that nature. Looking at that old well on the place, Mima told me a story about that many times, and really cool. Before this place was even here as far as a home, that same old dirt Woden Road, that well is still there. You can see the bottom of it. It's dry. I think it's about 20 foot deep down to the actual dirt. Got a brick face on it and covered it safe. But she said an old black man had a little shack there in the late 1800s and drew water that's, you know, what he did. People would stop by and get washed up and get their horses watered before they hit Nacogdoches proper, and pay him a little bit along the way. So, of course, she always was convinced there was a little money probably buried around that well. There's a little tree, probably a sapling when he lived there. It grew into a very big tree, and over the years it died and fell, and now the stump's rotten. But just cool to think about the history of this old place, old watering spot, if you would, way back in the day. Hey, Marcy, how are you? But let's think about our freedoms, and I know we always do, but we're racing along on this dash, and it seems just to be another holiday, but it's good stuff. Good stuff. We're blessed. Even today, even with all the hoopla and the negativity and all, they had it then. Heck, I read one of the history books. You talk about funny and thinking about it. Back in the 10, 15 years before they actually declared it, the biggest debate in America about declaring our independence and self-government was whether or not we were a moral enough people. And that was 1750s. Moral enough people back then. Heck, somebody drop a dollar bill or a dollar coin on the street back then, would nobody touch it except the owner. And they were worried back then. Look at us now. Anyway, we celebrate what we love and celebrate the freedoms. Hey, Marcy, all the way from Amarillo there. Sandra, how are you? Carolyn, hey. Chibolo's in the house. There we go. Sharon and my cousin Donna. Anyway, I'm just out here sitting on an old stump. I guess I need to have a flag. Got one on the porch. But got the radio station studio finally completed, and we're back online, and we'll see. I'll probably be airing a July 4th music special and some thoughts that I actually put together a couple of years back. Probably re-air that and kick her off again from the old home place. I've been excited about that, and we'll see. I was doing a morning program from 7 to 10. That may not work out with my new work schedule. We may do something early in the mornings on a regular basis in the weekdays or something. But anyway, y'all keep in tune. I'll let you know. But y'all do good this next couple of days and really celebrate our freedoms. The best way to do that is make somebody smile and be happy in our freedoms. Squash all that negativity business. All right, I got to figure out how to get down from this old thing. I'm gonna get stove up from working today. I'm half monkey though, so I should be all right. Pretty old tree. I'm gonna figure out a way to get some tree cookies or something off of it. Maybe make some tables. I'd sure like that. This old thing, 242 years ago, it was probably just about half this size, but anyway, it was here. I wouldn't. That'd make me old, wouldn't it? Whew. Feel old tonight. Y'all have a good night. Be the light. Make a difference. And we'll talk with y'all later. Oh, Sandra, no, I did not. Hey, Janie. I debated about even mentioning the station, to be honest with you. That's not what this is about. But you can find us on Facebook. I'm not even going to post it on here. If you watch it, you can do it. But our Facebook page is American Crossroads Radio. And you can figure out, there's a way to get the app. It's free. And it's just good old country music. Don't really do the skinny jeans stuff. But anyway, good stuff. We do gospel on Sunday mornings. Had a Sunday morning gospel show, Southern Gospel, that we did for a while. And anxious to get back doing that again as well. Anyway, that's enough of that. No, I didn't. Thanks, Helen and Joanne. How are you? I did not find the coral snake. And I'm afraid he's long gone. I kind of hope he is. I don't want to mess with him. Hudson's soon be big enough. I did read that's one of their coral snake's biggest predators is big dogs. And by the looks of Hudson's old feet, he's going to be a big one. But he's settled in. What's he been here, a week and a half, 2 weeks? Like he's been here 3 years. He's really settled in. He's going to be a good dog. We're excited about that. Him and Jordan have really bonded well, and that makes me smile. He don't like Jordan getting out of his sight. I will. Y'all be careful on those roads this weekend. People kind of lose their mind, or this weekend. I keep saying this weekend. The holidays. And just be super vigilant. We'll see y'all next time. Probably be back on tomorrow. I'm not sure. I got some tilling to do tomorrow. And I think I'm going to get Dad's tiller. That old hand plow's working me over. We'll see. Y'all be the light and make a difference. All right.